Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here of the Indy Supershow, being broadcasted on the Damage 365 Radio Network, also on the Spreaker Radio Network, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. Welcome back to the show. I'm Coach Kev, leading your way today. We may or may not get a call in from Dave Mooch to join us. That remains to be seen, but we have a great show lined up for you today. Once again, we'll have in Indy star, second generational wrestler, the daughter of Hall of Famer Paul Ellering, and that is Mae Young Contestant Rachael Ellering. She'll be calling in a little bit, courtesy of RDP Promotions. He will also be on the line. A little bit later on, we're going to have another New Jersey promoter calling in, Eric Sims. He's having some issues with another I guess you can say North American wrestling promoter. We'll find out exactly what is going on there. And I will say this, though, about Eric Sims. He doesn't usually complain about other people, so for him to actually call this person out and to come on the show to complain about it, something definitely pissed him off. So also, we'll have our segment of Black History Month where we honor a former or current WWE or wrestling superstar. And this week, I guess you could say, this week we'll be covering the career of Ariane Andrew, formerly known as Cameron in the WWE, one half of the Funkadactyls, also a guest of Damage 365 Promotions. We'll have some promotional announcements as well of who just signed up with the company and where they are going. And let's see, who else? What else? Not really sure, but we're going to have a great show. So either way, just sit back, relax, give us about an hour, a little bit more of your time, and enjoy this Thursday evening. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by RDP and his client, Rachael Ellering.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Stein Wrestling Superstore in the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market. Blue Building, booths 46 through 48. Check them out for all your wrestling memorabilia needs. They have figures, lucha masks, t-shirts, retro collectibles, DVDs, cards, and so much more. You can also pick up tickets to local indie wrestling promotions. That's right, you heard it here on the Damage 365 Radio Network. The Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore in the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market, Blue Building, booths 46, 47, and 48. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. for more information.
This is Eddie Edwards, one half of the Wolves, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio, where the hunt is on.
Do you laugh so hard to other podcasts you're a danger on the road?
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should.
Do you drive your friends crazy going on and on about said podcast?
You're an idiot.
Do you have trouble falling asleep at night?
For 6 months, I couldn't sleep.
If you've answered yes to one or all three of these questions, have no fear.
Here, at After the Credits, we have patented a formula of quasi-cogent opinion seasoned with shameless in-bickering to provide you with an experience that is both AAA safe and moderately amusing.
So join the dueling duo of Robert Kajowski and Norton every week for the latest in trailer and movie reviews, as well as the occasional TV talk. Because at After the Credits on Damage 365 Radio, we believe in four things.
Water's wet, the sky's blue, women have secrets.
And that listening to our show will guarantee that your insurance premiums will plummet.
Neither Robert nor Norton can legally ensure a smooth experience on the road. Some drivers are chess monsters. Additionally, neither After the Credits nor Damage 365 Radio can legally guarantee any insurance premiums will go down. After the Credits, however, can be heard on the iHeartRadio app available through Google Play and iTunes.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Check us out on one of our fine locations, 930 Route 34 in Matawan, New Jersey, or 233 East Main Street in Manasquan, New Jersey. From pizza and salads to pasta and buffalo wings, we have something to suit every member of your family. Whether you're seeking to take out, delivery, or just want to dine in, let us do the dishes. We would be more than happy to take care of your next meal. Our courteous and friendly restaurant staff is here to meet and exceed all your expectations. We promise an enjoyable experience each and every time we serve you. Try our award-winning sesame seed crust pizza, the recent winner of first place in the Las Vegas Pizza Open in the Artisans Division. Visit us online at sesameseedpizza.com for store hours, menus, and phone numbers, or just stop by one of our two great locations. You'll be glad you did. Esposito's Pizza and Pasta, so close to eating at Mom's, but without all the yelling.
This is former WWE superstar Damian Sandow, now known as Aaron Stevens, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep it tuned. You're welcome.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey guys, it's Tennille Dashwood, and you're listening to the Indy Supershow on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
WarriorsOfWrestling.com. See roster profiles of past and present Warriors of Wrestling stars. Over 50 highlight videos of Warriors of Wrestling events, full-length matches, order tickets to future Warriors of Wrestling events, and an extensive DVD collection featuring past events, compilations, documentaries, and much, much more. Only at WarriorsOfWrestling.com.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and at this time I want to welcome in two guests, but first we'll welcome in the better-looking guest, the Mae Young Contestant and daughter of a Hall of Famer who's going to make a very great name for herself, Rachael Ellering. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And the less-looking one that is bringing her on tour in March, and everybody on this show knows, Richie DeGreg of RDP Promotions. Welcome back again, Rich.
I'm very consistent, you know that.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, anyway, I'd like to, again, welcome both of you in. And, there's a couple of questions we like to ask Rachael, a little bit, background about the career and her entrance into the wrestling industry and things like that before we get into some of the bookings that you're going to bring her around in March. So, Rachael, are you ready? It's like you're on a hot seat. Are you ready?
Oh, I think I'm prepared. Let's see if I have the answers.
All right. Okay, one of the questions was actually a question that was sent in to us. who was the biggest influence to you that become a professional wrestler outside of your dad and his two biggest, I guess, I don't want to say clients, but the Legion of Doom. So who other than those three, who was your biggest influence to get into the professional wrestling business?
Yeah, well, first off, I like hearing the road warrior called clients. It's very official. So I have a lot, and it's changed since I started. But the two people that I saw that really opened my eyes to wanting to do this was Trish and Lita, which is a very common answer for girls of my generation. I saw their main event match from Monday Night Raw on YouTube, and I just instantly fell in love. They were doing everything I loved, everything I was good at, and wrestling is just this crazy, beautiful package. And I quickly realized that, gosh, this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm born to do. And since I started wrestling, I'm influenced by so many different people. I still love Trish and Lita, but I've become obsessed with Japanese women's wrestling. And so Bull Nakano is my all-time favorite. Aja Kong, who I've gotten the privilege of sharing the ring with. I just did my first tour in Japan, so being over there and experience that, it's just made that love for Japanese women's wrestling evolve even more. So that's a big influence for me right now. But, I love Minnesota guys like, Mr. Perfect and Rick Rude, and I have a vast array of love. So those, Trish and Lita, though, those were the initial ones.
Okay, I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, we're probably gonna have to, I guess, keep you away from my guest in March, being Medusa, since your favorite is Bull Nakano, and we know their history.
Yes, very, very storied rivalry there.
So yeah, we'll keep you in separate rooms. We'll we'll make that happen. Okay, next question that I have was, how much pressure were you under earlier in your career? Did you feel like you were under the microscope, and has that pressure increased or decreased as your career has gone forward?
It's kind of an odd answer, but I really have never felt any pressure going into the wrestling business or now being in the wrestling business. My dad never pushed me one way or another to be in it or otherwise, and so it's just, from day one, something I've been so in love and so obsessed with. And, at all points in your career, before you start, while you're in it, having done stuff on TV, many things like that, your goals change. And I think that's just always what I'm focused on, is working on those next goals that I have on my list and crossing those great things off that I have planned. And I, oddly enough, feel no pressure whatsoever, because I know I'm a completely different entity than my dad was. One, just genders being different, and it's a completely different wrestling world now. And I know he started as a performer and ended up being a manager. Right now I'm a complete performer, and so I hope to do that as long as I'm physically able. And so thankfully, I like to think thankfully, I feel no pressure.
Well, that's good. I mean, I guess all the pressure, whatever pressure you have, you're basically just putting on yourself.
Yeah, just like any athlete. And that's how it's been my whole life. I grew up an athlete. So I'm very competitive, and I'm very driven. And so any pressure I have felt, it's put on, by me, and it's because of the goals that I set and the craziness that I want to do.
Okay, it's understandable. Your experience in the Mae Young Classic, you had some of the greatest female athletes and wrestlers in the world there. How was your experience with the actual tournament itself? And you walk out of there, who did you feel that maybe you took the most, not so much advice, but maybe just who you got the most out of watching at that tournament?
Yeah, so, first off, it was just incredible to be a part of that. Anytime you can be a part of a first, it's a privilege, it's an honor. And the whole week just being around